I said, wow, you're so well traveled. What's next on your bucket list? He said, where do you want to go? And I said, your place. And then I took it back. I was like, wait, it's too soon. He said, I don't, you can't take that back. And I was like, okay. So now, here I am. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
If you're trying to date a girl like me, I'm going to give you a couple of tips on how to ask someone like me out on a date. I'm in my early 30s, I know what I want, and I am very detail oriented. I love a man with a plan, and I think other women like me would too. If you have a plan for like, I think you would love this, let's go here at this time, wear something nice, and then you ask me when I'm available, chef's kiss. If you don't know what to do and we're talking already, use context clues, use ChatGPT, use TikTok, use Google. There's really no excuse. Like, be creative, put in a little bit of effort. Secondly, if you have a car, please offer to pick her up. Like, honestly, ask her to pick her up. If you don't have a car, send her a Lyft, send her an Uber. If you're from out of town, rent a car. If she decides that she's more comfortable meeting you there, ask her how she's getting there. Make sure the place has parking. Make sure you pay for her parking. Honestly, consideration is the highest form of respect and kindness and love for someone like me. That goes a long way. Lastly, flowers. So many men don't do this. Bring me one flower. Trader Joe's has flower bouquets for $4.99. Bring me a plant from Home Depot. It's the thought that counts. It's such a kind gesture. If a guy brings flowers on the first date, water, immediate moisture, wet waterfalls, oh my God. This does not mean that I want to be asked out on a date. Please don't ask me out on a date through my DMs. This is just to help you, okay?
Girl, just get in the car and go up there. You're doing too much.
Some women have a very hard time getting over men because they actually have good taste. And what I mean by that, some women, they can leave a man alone because maybe they were in a bad spot in their life when they met the man. He didn't have much going for him. He was a dub ass, and it's just like, his loss, he's not gonna find a bitch like me. He's just going with the next stupid bitch and, drag her through the mud. Cool. But a bitch who didn't find a nigga who was actually good to her and a good man and got a good job and got good attributes and y'all just didn't work out, that be the hardest breakups. That be the where you really can't stroke your ego for real because you know he gonna find a new bitch. You know the bitch might even be on your level. And I ain't saying to think a bitch is above you because ain't nobody above you, but you feel me? She might make a couple of more dollars than you do. She might drive a nicer car than you. These bum ass, and I'm not trying to say that y'all also don't be crashing out with these bum ass, which y'all definitely do. But I feel like it's easier to convince yourself that, I'm better than him, I'm above him or whatever, than a bitch who really with good ass man all the time. Like, who got great taste all the time. Who always attracted a man that could deserve her time in marriage.
As a real deal lover girl, you gotta realize there's no love out here for us anymore. These men don't even want love. I promise you, they don't even want love anymore. Whoever said men don't let each other, they were lying. They were just trying to get us off track, trying to distract us, trying to make us feel good. Because let me tell you something. If you didn't already know, I'm gonna tell you, they love them. Yeah, they actually love them. So ain't no love out here for us lover girls. If you're a lover girl, just stay put up, stay out the way, pour the love into yourself. Because these men don't want it.
Hi.
Kendra, you gotta stop doing this to me.
I'm gonna stop doing what to you? You call me.
The second time.
The second time what? And each time you call me. Why your eyes so big?
Cause I can't believe I'm talking to you.
Come to TikTok.
Okay, sorry. I'm not starstruck. I am a little bit. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. It's Kendra.
You're so sweet. So where are you calling me from?
I am calling you from Kansas City.
Do you have any kids?
I do.
How many?
3.
By how many men?
By 1.
You ever been married?
Yes.
When did you get divorced?
Because I wanted to be fast.
Are you
asked me questions? You want me to stop? You don't want me to tell you no lie, right?
So you divorced your husband because you wanted to be out here in these streets?
I did. Yep.
Well, how did that street life work for you?
It did not. That's why I'm single.
So did you have an affair on your husband?
I did not. I wanted to.
So you got a divorce because you wanted to have other men.
One particular man.
Okay, so when you got the divorce, did you and that man have?
I did.
And what happened after that?
It was horrible.
Did you try to get your ex-husband back?
No. I felt a little afterwards.
How long was you married for?
19 years.
So you divorced your husband of 19 years all because you wanted to have sex with another man?
Yeah.
Do you regret doing that?
Yeah.
So what would you tell to the ladies watching? What advice would you give them?
Don't leave your man. Your husband. You can leave a man, but don't leave your husband.
So now with all that being said, what kind of man are you looking for?
I'm looking for a white man. White
Lisa,
man.
are you being a comedian?
No, I'm being for real.
Okay, why do you want a white man? Why you want a white man now?
Because I think they're a little bit more in tune with a sensitive atmosphere.
So no black men, just white men only.
White men only.
What are your deal breakers?
Black men.
Why don't you want to date black men ever again?
I don't, because it's just too much. Baby mama drama. Give me some more, T.
Girl, you a black woman who left her whole husband because you want to be out here in the streets with your vagina.
Not really a lot to see here, just modern women continuing to be on their worst behavior. Their absolute worst behavior.
This matchmaker told me the craziest thing recently, and it's something that I kind of like inherently knew about men, but it had never really been confirmed, or I'd never heard it from someone that works with men and like knows this firsthand. She had reached out because there was some guy she wanted to introduce me to. When she was gathering information about me, she was trying to, figure out, what do I do? What's my story? What am I into? Etc. And at the end, she said, yeah, I do think you should meet with this guy. He said that he doesn't care whether you're successful or not. And of course that piqued my curiosity because I'm like, oh, like, do some guys say that they don't want someone successful? And she only works with like very high net worth individuals. And she said to me, yeah, actually there's a lot of men that like specify that they do not want their partner making more than $60,000 a year. I've always wondered that about men, but I didn't know that that was like something that they really take into consideration, because everyone that I meet acts like they're cool with someone that's successful. Like, why wouldn't you want two strong incomes? So I asked if I could make an assumption on why, and I said, is this like a control thing? Like they have full control over the relationship if the woman depends on the guy? She said, yeah, most of these men have worked really, really hard their whole entire life, and they want someone whose sole focus is gonna be on them. And she said, you'd be surprised by the amount of men that will like explicitly tell me this. This is like a very big factor for a lot of these very wealthy men. Like, well, it sounds like these men are like really insecure and they want to have control. This sounds like a control thing. Because who says that you can't be obsessed with your partner and have a career? And she said, yeah, I'll be quite honest. It's the more insecure ones that are typically looking for that. Men just never cease to amaze me.
Honestly, that's a terrible matchmaker in my opinion. There's too many unanswered questions. Number one. Number two, how come y'all not asking the man? We're also glossing over the fact that a lot of these strong, independent, boss babe women want all the attention on them. They're the prize. They're the top of the food chain. Why would a man making money want that? And lastly, to your comment of having two incomes, it's a bold-faced lie. You're not going to, whether it's 10K or 100K, you're not going to give that man anything anyway. It's going to be, oh, it's all mine. Girl, stop.
And when y'all say y'all don't need a man, I be quiet. Zip it, lock it, put it in my pocket. I'm going to be quiet because I need a man. And no, not just any man. The man who God has for me. The man who God has for me. I want to be married. I want to be a wife. I want a husband. I want a marriage that only comes from the Lord. Yes, I want a man of God to be my covering. Yes, I want to be a man of God's helper. Absolutely. I want to be an Eve to my Adam. Yes, I do. That is a goal for me. And I don't feel bad for that. I don't feel like I'm male-centered for having a healthy yearning and desire on my heart to be a wife. Now, some people do idolize marriage, okay? But other people also idolize singleness and isolation. Anything and everything can be idolized. So while that is true, it is also very much okay to yearn for and desire a romantic love, a partner in marriage. God created those things, guys. He doesn't frown upon them. Stop telling us that we're wrong for wanting marriage. All of us are not idolizing marriage.
Bring back men who yearn. Well, stop begging for his attention and leave him alone for a second so he can yearn.
I love when you're on a date with a man and he does something that makes you look good, even though, like, you barely notice, man. So I went on a date with this guy and we went to dinner before going to the movies, and he was tipping the waitress. And when she got the little iPad back, I wasn't paying attention, okay? The check came and I said, ooh, what's over there? So when she got the iPad back, she was like, did you mean to leave this? And he's sitting there confused, like, yeah, I did. And she was like, oh my God, thank you. So now I'm like, what happened? I said, girl, take the money. Stop questioning. Charge the card and keep it pushing. But he had tipped her so much, she thought he hit an extra zero. And I'm sitting there like, yep, I'm with a good tipper. I don't know this, man. This is the first date. But I'm sitting there feeling like proud. I don't know why. I'm like, okay, you just made us look good because of your kindness. And of course, like, we were being nice to her the whole time and like cracking jokes and all this other stuff and just laughing. It was just good vibes. But yeah, I feel like automatically I just look a little better because of the way, like, he treated her. And it's like, of course, you're just going to be respectful, but then also to throw in like a fat tip at the end is very nice, especially because we were very chill. Like, we weren't being a hassle or anything like that. And so now I was leaving like, yeah, I got me a good one.
So the caption on this was, we no longer talk, but protect generous and thoughtful men at all costs. Okay, sis.
People don't make albums anymore. They don't make albums. They just try to sell a bunch of little quick singles and they burn out and they put out a new one and they burn out and they put out a new one. People don't even listen to a body of work anymore.
As soon as that man start talking about, oh, you can't always get your way, you tell him to get the out of your way.
Wow. Oh, brother. This mentality has hindered people with this mindset for so long. When will it stop? This is way beyond a relationship. This is just something that's in life. Like, everything cannot go your way. You can't get your way with everything. And if you are getting your way with everything, you should question that thing, whatever that is. I've noticed over the past couple of years, man, women just don't have a realization on anything, to be honest with you. And then, to be honest, I tie it in because these be the same people that be like, I don't want kids. Well, yeah, that's a good thing because y'all don't need them because y'all still want to be kids yourself. So I stand behind that with y'all. It's a lot of growing up that needs to be done because a lot of y'all are getting up to mid 30s and 40s and y'all still got this mindset of like a 16-year-old. Y'all got to get together.
All right, people, I have a serious question. How are we dating in 2025? Because the other day I had a man come up to me in Target and was like, hey, I matched with you on Hinge, but you never messaged me back. And now I see you in the wild and like, hey, you want to go get dinner? And I was like, you have a lot of audacity. 1, to talk to a stranger in public. 2, to mention that we matched on a dating app and I didn't message you back. And 3, this is like my safety. Like, I look like this. Like, I'm in Target. Let me just shop in peace. So, how's dating in 2025 going for you? Because I'm approached in Target. I'm deleting all of my dating apps. I don't even know why I'm on them. Surely for confidence. Because typically I look like this. I look homeless. And then I just ramble on about, why am I alone? Why am I never... I don't participate in dating. That's why I'm alone. Duh, this is self-inflicted. And then I think I want to date. And then I'm like, no. Terrible idea. Terrible. Men? Worst specimens ever created. I don't know. Maybe I date a woman. They're probably just as bad.
It's honestly loser behavior if you want me to be honest with you. You guys matched. He's not a stranger. And he came up like a normal human being like you guys have asked men to do and asked you to dinner. Why don't men approach? Where are all the good guys at?
You know when guys are always like, oh, girls don't like nice guys. And nice guys never win. Well, I know how the nice guys feel now. I know exactly how they feel.
For any man fighting for a relationship where he knows he's not taken care of, appreciated, or loved enough, remember that you are the man someone has been praying for. And the more time you waste fighting for the wrong woman, the less time you get with the right one.
I see so many people saying, oh, what's the problem for women approaching men first? If she likes him, she should go for it. There's so many problems with this, and let me tell you why. First off, if a woman is approaching a man first, automatically he's going to see himself as the prize, and that's not the case. In every scenario, the woman is the prize, and the man should chase the woman because she's the prize. Second of all, he's automatically going to see himself as higher because he was the one that was approached, and he's going to use that to his advantage. And almost every single time, once y'all get into an argument, he's going to bring up, well, I never wanted you in the first place. You're the one that came to me. And if a man is getting approached first, most likely he's not going to say no because he didn't have to do any work to get that woman because she's coming to him. So I always advise against approaching first. And if you do like someone, there's little subtle signs that you can give to show that person, hey, I like you, but like, can you come approach me? But as a woman, you should never approach first.
There's so much wrong with this. It's insane. These modern women, I continue to tell you, are so full of themselves.
What are we trying to do?
Honestly, I'm just here for the free food.
Of course you would be. I mean, yeah, nice. That's fine. Yeah, let's go. Are you at least gonna give me something?
No, I don't do that on the first date.
All right. Where do you live so I can drop you off?
I'll just get out.
Valid. I like that she was honest, but at the same time, what was she realistically expecting? If you're gonna go out with a man and you're not even interested in getting to know him, you definitely don't deserve the meal if he's offering to pay. Don't go out on dates with men you're not genuinely interested in. And if you really want food that bad, try to find a job that maybe gives that to you. Or just find a job in general and pay for your own food. It's that simple. Men are tired of being used. And this is why so many men don't want to pay for dates anymore, because they don't know if they're being used or not. It's one thing to be genuinely interested and realize maybe he's not a good fit for you. I mean, heck, I would consider offering to pay at least your share at that point. But don't just go out just for meals. Come on.
What's so funny about the TikTok I just posted about dating a 25-year-old when I was 19 is that then I met my now fiance at 22 and he was 33. And we have 11 years between us. But I was not trying to date an older guy. When he told me he was 33, I was like, ew, like, you're old. And he also told me he wasn't trying to date someone who was that young. He learned I was 22 and he was like, okay. But we ended up really enjoying our date and liking each other. And now we're getting married. So sometimes it works.
So the age gap is okay when women do it, but for men, it's creepy. Interesting.
Am I too thirsty when it comes to dating? Trick question, because we actually all know that I am super thirsty. But am I too thirsty because I send the first message on dating apps? We were talking this morning on the morning show, and we were trying to figure out why a guy that matched with me yesterday unmatched with me after I sent the first message, and we got this talk back.
I remember back when I was using any type of dating app, if a female messages you first, it just screams desperation. I think she should just stop sending messages first. Like, if he's into it, he'll message you. If not, then, you know, just be patient. Be patient. Don't come off aggressive. And I always felt like if they send a message first, they're coming off aggressive and they're desperate.
So women who send the first message are aggressive and desperate? Is that how we really feel? Is that how the men feel? They don't want women to send the first message? Let me know, because if that's the case, I need to stop ASAP.
Nah, I think my man might be under the influence of something. He's definitely bugging.
It just
a video of a woman who was running in a marathon, and when she looks over, she notices a friend of hers flew in from London to watch her finish. The friend flew in for like 24 hours. And she sees the friend and she immediately starts bawling. She's like crying and running. And you can tell she's like overjoyed that her friend would do such a thing. I think sometimes when men are questioning why women are choosing to be single, why some women don't want to be in relationships, and I think it's because for some women,
there's no way. Give it a rest. No, why? Is it actually every day? Like, real question, is it every day that a man's got to get blamed for something? Like, we're just sitting there. We're just as happy by that situation as anyone. Because if I was running and I saw one of my friends, I'll be happy. I wouldn't stop blaming men. This is quite hilarious. I can't lie. I find it funny. Like, there's no way you see a situation like that, and as beautiful as it is, like, oh, you're in a marathon, your friend flies in, you haven't seen them, and then they surprise you. Yeah, it's emotional. It's great. But what are the men doing about this? So whenever women do nice things for each other, it's got to be like, nah, this isn't enough. The reason why men suck is, bro, there is no winning. There's really no winning. Because how can you not even be involved? But someone's like, yeah, I got a chance to hate on some men. Like, I'm going to flex my muscles. I'm very curious to know what's going through Shorty's mind. Like, yeah, I just got to hate on some men. I really can't comprehend how do men get blamed for that. Like, because of this is why women choose to be single. What? Okay, why? Actually, I have a similar story just like that. The other week I was sick and my mother took care of me very well. And because of that, that's why men suck.
Nothing in your video talks about married men. You're talking about men who date. You didn't say married men who cheat. You say men who date younger women. Then you move on and say that a man may not be where he wants to be in life, and that's why he's cheating and he rode your coattail. So those type of men she should let go. I don't care what you specialize in, to be honest with you, because what you don't specialize in is what men want and what men do. Are you married? That's the question. Now, secondly, like I said, if women don't find value in getting older, then why would men find value in you getting older? Everything women do is to make themselves look younger. Youth revitalizing cream, stuff for the crow's feet, women running around out here coloring their hair pink, blue, purple, all to hide the fact that they're getting older. Wearing lace front wigs, all in an attempt to hide the fact they're getting older. So when you say things like, oh, well, a man might be riding your coattails and he may not be where he wants to be in life, and that's why he's sleeping with younger women who are more of his pace. So what about all the celebrities that are millionaires that date younger women? Those guys are exactly where they want to be in life, and they're dating the type of women that they prefer to date. Just like as a woman, you're not going to date a man that ain't there helping you take care of business. If you had a choice between a man that was taking care of business and a man that wasn't taking care of business, you're going to pick the one that's taking care of business. So as a man, if you have a woman that can't see the value in her own age, why am I supposed to? So mentioning that you specialize in something doesn't mean anything to me, because I'm a married man. And one thing that I told my wife was that I would prefer for you to let your grades grow in, because that lets me know you feel comfortable with who you are on the inside. So if you don't love who you are, you can't expect me to love who you are. So women obviously find value in being younger. So why wouldn't men? Men are attracted to confidence just as much as women. So if women don't have confidence in who they are, you shouldn't expect the man to have confidence in who you are either.
Now what he's doing is responding to a video that I've actually featured already in one of my other compilations, so I'll plug that right here.
Men who date significantly younger women, and they're like in their late 30s, early 40s or 50s or whatever, and they're dating women in their 20s who have like no clue about who they are. The reason that they do that there's two reasons. One, they can't find a woman their age who will date them, because women their age find them unattractive, not because of their physical appearance, but because they're not where they're supposed to be in life. Not that it's her race. And then 2, there's something really off about them. They're very underdeveloped in a manly way. So they have to find somebody who is naive, who is immature, who doesn't know any better in some real way, and who would think that, that the sky is the prize. Now, the other reason for that is because the 20-something-year-old is the only one who will be impressed with what they've accomplished. And the truth is, that's what you should have accomplished, one, or what they've accomplished with you is not where they should be. They may have written your coattails or something to that effect. But a 20-something-year-old will be impressed with that. They'll be like, oh, that's awesome. That's so amazing. So when I tell you all to let that man go and be with that woman, don't compare yourself to her. It is because she is more his speed. The immature, the naivete, the silliness, the goofiness of her matches that within him. I hope this was helpful. Make it a great day.
So with that being said, now you see what he was responding to. And though it might seem rude, you got to hold these women's feet to the fire. Because if you don't, they're going to be out here talking nonsense. Like I said, you don't have to get rude yourself or disrespectful. Sometimes it might come off that way. But y'all talking nonsense and it's got to stop.
Hot take. Women have subconsciously trained men to just be okay with everything and not ask questions. I'll give you a perfect example. Homegirl invites you over at 12 in the morning. She doesn't want you judging her or thinking you're just going to go over there and use her and then dip. So she tells you, hey, look, I don't want you to think anything's going to happen when you come over. You say, okay, bet. You come over, you're taking off her clothes. Next thing you know, you see a matching set. Do you A, continue to take off her clothes and pretend like you haven't noticed anything? Or do you B, interrogate her? Hey, I know you said nothing was going to happen when I came over, but you're wearing a matching set. What's going on with that? Oh, this is just so I can feel comfortable in my own skin. Blah, 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 blah. That's funny you say that because, to get comfortable, the first thing you do when you get home is you take off your bra. So what's going on here now that you have a bra? That doesn't make any sense to me. Now you're talking yourself out of some play. But you know what? Just for the scenario, let's keep going. Take off her matching set and you see that she's freshly shaved. Do you A, what's being served to you? Or do you B, interrogate her? Hey, I know this is going to sound crazy again, but you said that nothing was going to happen, but I just happened to notice that you're freshly shaved. Like, I'm confused. What's going on? Well, it was just that time. I just did an everything shower, whatever the case may be. I just did this for me. Yeah, I hear you. You did that for you, but I just think it's weird that, like, I can still smell the Bath and Body Works almost as if, like, you did this before I came over. And I'm touching it. It seems a little damp. So it seemed like you just did this a little bit right before you see, now you're talking yourself out of some play. All right. But for the sake of the scenario, let's keep going. You blow her back out. She goes to sleep. You go through her phone. You see that in the group chat, she told her friends, oh my God, I'm getting bite. I'm so excited. The next morning, do you A, go for round 2 or B, interrogate her? Hey, I know I'm asking a lot of questions, but you said nothing was going to happen last night, but I went through your phone. I saw in the group chat you said you were like super duper excited to get your back now. So I'm just confused. Like, what's going? You're talking yourself out of it. Your Honor, I rest my case. Women have subconsciously trained men to not ask questions.
Okay, I'm walking to a date right now. Well, I'm not walking. I'm not a pioneer, but I'm getting in my car to go to a date. And I already have a bad attitude. Let me tell you why. He asked me out on Wednesday, right? He said, can you do dinner Friday night? I said, sure. He said, great, can't wait, see you then. Friday rolls around, right? Today's Friday. I think I'm gonna hear from him at some point today to tell me a time, a place. All of a sudden, I look at the clock and it's 6:20 and I'm like, he's not standing me up, is he? My Friday nights are sacred to me. It's one of the only nights I don't have my son. It's one of my only free nights. The roster's long. The opportunities are endless. The world is my oyster. I have things to do, people to see, etc. Right? So I'm like, is this man standing me up? A few minutes later, I get a call from him. I don't answer, out of principle. Because what do you mean? I call him back a few minutes later. At this point, it's like 6:40. He says, "Hey, I've got a reservation for 7:30. Sure. I said, "Oh, interesting. Where?" Tells me the name of the place. I look it up. It's 20 minutes away from me. It's 6:40. The reservation's for 7:30. I have no makeup, in my pajamas. I haven't showered yet today. Like, I hurried and got ready because I'm going to go on this date. But he is starting out on thin ice. Should I have canceled?
I want to see how the guy looks. Probably another Chad. Because to me, this don't even look like real anger. It looks like one of those pouty face, lips stuck out. Oh, he didn't do this, but it's okay. It's something that we can joke about a little bit later. These modern women have a different standard for the guys that they actually like.
By now, we've all seen this man. Oh, woe is me. Well, not him, but just head of the pity party for men on dating apps and this male loneliness epidemic. And this is such an incomplete conversation every single time any man tries to have it. His whole thing is men have to swipe a bajillion times on dating apps to even get one coffee date. And if he gets maybe like 5 coffee dates, then maybe only one of those leads to a second date. Sorry, I got cold. But I don't know a single woman that is out here thinking that men have it easier than us on dating apps. I think we're not talking about the weirdo behavior that men exhibit on dating apps that women just don't. They just don't. How about the fact that women aren't just vigorously swiping, hoping to get as many matches as they can, and then proceeding to go through those matches and insult the men that they matched with? Like, I don't know any women doing weird like that. I know from my own experience and from my friends' experiences that they have had men match with them and then proceed to send a just disgusting initial message and unmatch. That's insane. And that guy is the victim. Yeah, that weirdo is the victim in all of this because he can't get any dates. Or how about the guys, like, women actually read men's profiles. We don't just and hope for the best. Like, we actually read the profiles and we're like thorough and, I don't know, care about the people that we might end up talking to and bringing into our lives because we want to at least, like, on first impressions, not miss any red flags. So yeah, we're not going to swipe on everybody because women have to, in terms of survival, be more keen to red flags, to things that might pose an issue in the future. That could be political view. That could be any misogyny or any negging or sort of just like anger that is in your profile, right? Even something as simple as 5'10", if that matters, comes across incredibly insecure and incredibly like kind of pathetic. And no women really wants an insecure and pathetic guy. So instead of it being an issue with women and women needing to lower our standards, how about men stop being so miserable?
Girl, be quiet. Be quiet. Modern women are literally doing the exact same thing on dating apps. Y'all keep on trying to make it like, oh, men are just so terrible. No. Modern women are doing the exact same thing. Sometimes even worse. Y'all be acting like y'all have the moral high ground. You don't have anything. Y'all be on y'all worst behavior as well.
The reason why women genuinely despise incels is not because of what some cells say about women. Often they don't even know what the cell believes. It's just because they genuinely cannot comprehend that level of loneliness. The idea that nobody would ever want to talk to you. The idea that no matter how much you improve yourself, no matter what you do, you will likely be lonely for the rest of your life. They can't even fathom it. So when they see people like that, for some reason I think their lack of comprehension makes them angry. They're like, you must be doing something wrong. You must be doing something wrong to scare off all these women. When in reality, if the cell does something, the very unattractive man does something, and the very attractive man does something, the woman is going to view those two men and their actions completely differently. Not saying it's wrong, not saying they probably shouldn't. It's just the reality, but they don't want to live in that reality.
There was one guy that I dated who was so nice. so cute, took me on the best dates, so fun. Like, we had fun. Every single day we had fun. But I did not feel emotionally connected. And it wasn't even that I wasn't attracted to him, because he was an attractive guy, but there was just something lacking. And instead of being like, oh, but he's so nice, he's such a nice guy, he treats me so nice, he has money, you know, I don't have to worry about anything with him. Like, as a friend, we could be friends all day, but I just wasn't feeling it.
I'm just gonna go off on a really quick rant before I have to go into work. But can someone please explain to me why men approach you and like they make the first move? They're like, hey, I like you, I'm interested in you. And then they love bomb you, they spend all this time talking to you, and then just out of nowhere they ghost you. And you're like, what was that for? Like, why? And then they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, I won't do that again. And then not even a day later, they ghost you again. Like, why are people so weird? Make it make sense. Please, make it make sense.
I was in the best shape, and then I met the love of my life.
It's always them. It's always them. I know. Don't even get me started. It's
That
something
man
in the
water. That man water.
No, literally. I was saying that this morning. I was like, getting a boyfriend makes you a little bit uglier.
Yeah,
Like-
no, literally. Have you heard about boyfriend air?
No. Yes.
If you guys don't know what this is, boyfriend air is
Toxic.
like, take a picture of yourself before you go and spend the weekend with your boyfriend.
Yes.
And then take a picture of yourself as soon as you leave his house. Guaranteed you are 50 shades uglier.
You got 2 extra pimples that like came out of nowhere. Hair has not been brushed. Like, you look
It's funny because the women who continue to insult the love of their life needs to be studied at this point.
My biggest downfall is that I genuinely think I'm going to find a man who thinks I'm the most beautiful woman ever and can't live without me. And he's going to be like, I would do anything to keep her. I date these men and I'm like, you know what? I want to give him time to fall in love with me. He just hasn't hit him yet. And then it just never hits him. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe next week, maybe the month after. I'll give it a year. I'll give it 2. And then it just never comes. And I'm like, all right, okay, now I'll restart.
When I ask most men what they would do if they were really rich, they usually tell me some answer along the lines of, I would take care of my family, I would retire my parents, usually things involving doing things for others. But when I ask women the same question, they usually give me something like, I would travel the world, or I would use the money to make myself look better. I feel like men are a lot less selfless in some ways. This is one of them.
I don't even know how people are still dating in this time period because I'm traumatized and I know someone else has to be. I'm at the point where I just want them to sit me down and just be like, hey, listen, I find you really attractive. I'm actually kind of hot. Honestly, I'm not even lying there. Do I want to take you seriously? No. Do I want to date you in real life? No. Get that out of your head right now, okay? Well, I'll tell you what I do want to do. I'm trying to do that. Hopefully from the back, if you let me. I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, yeah. Yeah, so anyways, I will take you on like a date or 2. Depends how you act. Then I'll get that. And, I might hit you back up. Depends how it is. But, that's trash. Yeah, I'll be ghosting you. Anyways, wanna go on a date? Are you up for the ride? Because that's literally how it feels in the dating world right now.
Black women hold the most student loans in America, while simultaneously having the second lowest income in America beside Native Americans. So I find it odd how there are black women on TikTok right now talking about black men and their literacy rates and their ability to go to college. I just want black women to stop bragging about being the most indoctrinated group in America. I don't see what's so good about going to a university and getting a degree that is not in STEM 92% of the time. Most of your degrees are in psychology and sociology. Imagine having those degrees and still being manipulated into becoming single mothers. The highest single motherhood rate in America. The highest rates in America, accounting for 48% of all the total in the United States. The highest eviction rates in America. The highest obesity rates in America. The biggest failures when it comes to parenting in America. The truth is, the black men that are being brought up in these single mother households are not being raised to be men. Black women are trying to outsource it by sending them into physical contact sports. You can't outsource a father. And I think y'all should start prioritizing that. You should also prioritize that for your daughters, because maybe they wouldn't be manipulated into going into 50K student debt and then graduating and getting a job that's 30K a year and then begging the government for financial assistance afterwards.
All right, I got a question for all the men. Why y'all don't like low fade haircuts no more? Like, why y'all don't like the fade haircuts no more? Why y'all gotta have hair? Like, we like the fades. I know I do. The fade with the waves, like, we love the fades, but like, y'all don't like fades. Y'all always want the little nappy bush or some braids or something. Like, the fades be, yeah, the fade is the, love the fade. Love it.
You gonna say something, baby? You sure you want to come out here in this weather? It's real bad out here in this weather. Baby, I done oiled my whole body up. I'll row a boat over there if I have to.
No offense, but these are facts. You guys will kill and destroy everything and anything that's good.
I want to talk about men.
We're awesome.
Why are you awesome?
Because we're simple. If you put 5 men in a room of every different religion, ethnicity, and age, the first thing that most men would do is try to find common ground. What's your favorite food? What sports team do you watch? That's men. You put 5 women in a room of all ethnicities and all religions and all ages. And what they do is look at who the weakest one is and the strongest one is, and they pair up. And they go, do you believe her hair? Do you believe that purse she's wearing? Look at those heels. That had surgery. We look for common ground. Women look to divide and conquer, and you guys will kill and destroy everything and anything that's good. No offense, but these are facts. I'm Timmy Bounceback, and I'm back.
Okay.
Okay, this is for research purposes only, but if a guy starts to mouth tape, does that mean he learned that from a girl, or are guys capable of doing that on their own and that's just something that they chose to do on their own because they learned it from TikTok? Or is it another bitch?
Real women don't stand behind women like Aisha Howard. I'm sorry. See, y'all be getting confused thinking that you deserve women's support just because you're a woman. No, sometimes you need to get called out for your... That's why men think that all women are the same now, because y'all have this misconception that all women are just supposed to support each other by default, even when y'all do weird shit that don't deserve to be supported. And I know all the real women are sick and tired of being lumped in with y'all. No, ma'am. Absolutely not. It's about time we separate this. No, you can't sit with us. That lady is 40 years old and was messing around with a 20-year-old to try to get some money. No, you do not get the support of real women for that. You don't get to be a cradle robber and a gold digger and get support. Why are women shaming other women? Because some shit you just need to be ashamed of. I ain't saying it's 100% her fault, because at the end of the day, Anthony Edwards is still a grown man regardless of their age gap. He definitely is fully aware of how babies are made because he has 4 kids by 4 different women. He should have definitely put a condom on if he didn't want that baby. But we're not finna sit here and pretend like he wasn't targeted. We're not about to sit here and keep faking like she didn't go after him for a check. And while he should have been more careful, she absolutely knew what she was doing. So no, she don't get no support.
Just got off the phone with one of my girls. She's been going on dates. So I'm like, tell me all about it. How did it go? And she's like, no, he's a really nice guy. He did all the right things. Brought me flowers, picked me up early, opened doors, ordered for us at the restaurant. Like, he's a really nice guy, but we just didn't vibe. I'm like, bitch, you were vibing with the mechanic that took you out last week. That doesn't matter. What does he do for a living? And she said, it's something to do with oil. And it's a pretty broad statement. Like, is he an oil rig worker? Does he own a gas station? Like, what's his ethnicity? He's like, he's Middle Eastern. The Middle East is pretty freaking big. Where from? And she said, Saudi Arabia. I said, keep putting in the work, mama. This could change our lives. And she's like, yeah, but he was nice, but he just didn't make me laugh. Are you looking for a comedian, an entertainer? What the?
I have a boyfriend. Have a good night.
I, in fact, am single.
So how do y'all feel about that? Get their homeboys more attention than they give you? I know how I feel about it, but I'm asking y'all. Because I've been for this and it ain't even been that long and we already having arguments about the whole lack of attention thing. The whole being around your homeboys all day, I ain't heard we already arguing about that. So I blocked him because he'll go all day without talking to me. He even went 2 days one time. But he would make sure his homeboys got his attention that day though. He would make sure they got his attention and heard from him. I think that's very weird. We don't mean this situation. I'm always confused because who is the bitch here? Me or your homeboy? Are they feeding you, taking care of you, tricking back, giving you good? I'm confused. Who is the mind y'all? Not only do he go all day without talking to me, when I say something about it, he want to be rude. Like I'm the problem. He basically harassed me into unblocking him just for him to pull the same shit and go all day without talking to me. Either this want to be chased or he just don't like me for real, but either way, I can't do nothing with it like him. I'm just over it. They want to be chased. They want you to bend over and backwards just to talk to them. This not that. Why the I gotta beg you for a conversation and your homeboy's getting it 25K? That's weird. Mind y'all, this not to randomly brag about never having a girlfriend to me. I didn't ask for that information, but thank you for sharing it. At your big ass age, that's very suspect. I like mine just like I like my thongs. Up my ass. I can't do shit like you. Go catch up with your kind.
But y'all keep on telling men they're not able to bond or make no friends. Their friendships aren't healthy, When it's not going according to what you want, then all of a sudden the man has the problem.
I'm not saying
and our desirable, listen, even look at our desirable, women do not date the engineers. We've had this argument before. Our engineers do not, our desirable women do not date the good guys when they're young. Which they're using abuse to date them.
Statistically,
you know this.
The lower your income, the less likely you are to be married.
Hold on. See, you try to play a game.
That's not a game.
I'm saying
that's
that you have a young black woman who's like 18. You have a young black woman who's 18. She's not there yet. Young black woman who's 8, high school, 12th grade, or a freshman in college, or 19, 18, 9 in college. She's not trying to. She's a desirable black woman. I'm just saying in our culture, she's not trying to date the guy who's clean cut, follows the rules.
What are you?
Go to school.
But you got to define what you're calling desirable. Because when I say desirable, I don't mean appearance. I mean
desirable.
No.
Desirable means that guy, the girl, the women that. Desirable just means that the girls that guys like. She's pretty. She's desirable. You want to approach her. So
you're just saying just pretty.
Desirable.
So you're saying pretty.
It can be pretty on its way down. Like if there are 100 girls in the school, you would have ranked the top 100, top one to the bottom. I'm just saying that women.
I'm using desirable. I'm using desirable in a way. So for example, I lived in Miami for some years. No, listen. Think about this. I lived in Miami for some years. I had some friends who were from the hood in Miami, like Liberty City.
Yes.
One time I went out with some of these friends for a birthday celebration for somebody in their family who just turned 21. Never been on South Beach.
Okay.
From Liberty City.
I understand.
So my point is this. There are certain black men and women who were from the hood in a certain way that they would never mix in with these middle black people to date better. They will just date what is in their community.
You know what's happening right now?
Yeah.
You're going back to your childhood.
That's not my childhood.
Or to your adolescence.
That's not my adolescence.
No. I'm saying, but you're thinking.
No.
You're thinking about that you're thinking that we're separate. I'm thinking about the same thing with my adolescence where we weren't separate.
We're separate now. And we're separate then.
No, we're separate. Okay.
Because when I lived in Miami, the black people like me did not live in Liberty City.
No. I'm saying when I was growing up, we weren't separate.
So I'm talking about what's now.
But I'm saying, but even now to this day, right? And I don't want to, because we've already had this argument before. We need to have it again. I'm just saying that we're the only community.
You're talking about pretty women.
Let me say, hold on. But
you will say.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but romantic relationships are like friendships. If you don't have the ability to bounce back after some tough times, what the f are you doing? Other than wasting somebody's time.
Any men younger than me need to thank my therapist because she just did y'all a solid. Because I have sworn off younger men almost my whole life. I've told myself I'm only going to date older men, more mature men. To which she hit me with the just because they're older doesn't mean they're more mature. It doesn't mean they're more emotionally intelligent. And I've considered maybe a year younger, maybe 2 years younger, but even that might be too much for me. And she's like, matter of fact, younger men were raised by a different generation and are more likely to be more emotionally intelligent. This bitch has me swiping on 24-year-olds. How young is too young? Would you date girls? Ladies, Are we dating somebody that's 4 years younger than us? Like, I'm 28. Am I really dating a 24-year-old? That's madness. It feels illegal, okay?
It's because you guys continue to gaslight yourself on stupid points that really don't matter to anybody. Have a good day.